I haven't even read them because they keep on coming. They keep on coming. I think that I have to turn one of the phone off.
You haven't read any of them? Messages of support?
No, not at all, not at all. Look, they still calling. They still calling. Phones are calling. So that shows how joy people are in our country.
Like I said before, McGuigan is good, and he's a fighter. And the way McGuigan fight, there's no way McGuigan can beat me. There's no way McGuigan can go 4 rounds with me. Because of my power, I got my power, I got experience, I got everything too much more than McGuigan. And I want him, that girl, I call her girl because she don't want to fight me. She's scared of me. She know who I am and what I can do. I know the trainers. His trainers don't want to fight me. I took the title from a young man, and any old man who wants to challenge me, hey, I'm okay here. Oh, you know, man, I'm too bad, baby.
Good morning to you out there. It's another weekend, and you know what that means. This is the Weekend Sports Rally Show. Hola señoras y señores, mi nombre es Emanuel, ¿qué pasa contigo? Bienvenido a Weekend Sports Rally a Z101.9 FM. Yeah. My Spanish come this morning. Charlie, as you do it, tell them watch it I say time as soon. I'm really watching fast. You go see Weekend Sports Rally or Z. What's your Z? Charlie, today we get a whole lot to discuss. A whole lot. And I mean a whole lot. Today we go do some AFCON action. Yeah, we go start plus the AFCON action as we normally they do. Yeah, Charlie, Brahim Diaz, they sport the AFCON there. Yeah, we go talk about Brahim Diaz. Then we go talk about one of our brothers, then sisters for the Niger there. Some concerts we they do for the packed up. Osimhen, they feel say he be big boy, be them things. Yeah, so we will talk about the AFCON. We'll talk about, Victor Osimhen. We'll talk about Brahim Diaz. And that is where we'll start the conversation today. And then we'll move on and talk about Antoine Semenyo. Oh my God, now that chap is a City Blue lad. He has made that move from Bournemouth to Manchester City. We will bring you his reactions, Pep Guardiola's reactions, and the reactions of Man City fans in the UK, whether or not they are excited to have the Ghanaian chap as part of the team. Also, moving on, we will also speak about the Black Stars. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a certain worry with the Black Stars team ahead of the World Cup. The World Cup starts in June, yeah, but already key players in the team have started suffering some injuries, some very, very serious injuries. So we'll talk about that conversation. We'll look at about the Black Stars players that are already injured and how long they will be out for, and if manager Otto Addo should be concerned about the number of absences he's likely to have in the team. So yeah, we'll bring you that conversation too. And then away from that, we'll look at the new Chelsea manager, Liam Rosenau. Yeah, that man, he's talking plenty. I'll bring you some audios of things he has said and then analyze him properly. Is he really the man for the job? We'll bring you that discussion too later on, and then we'll wrap it all up, as you know, with the weekend games happening across Europe. The El Clasico is happening tomorrow. Biggest Supercopa final. The España Supercopa final is happening in Saudi Arabia between Real Madrid and Barcelona, and we'll bring you discussions on that game. Also, the likes of Chelsea, Man City are all in action in the FA Cup, and then in the AFCON there are some big games happening in the quarterfinals. Nigeria are at the forefront of it today. They'll be playing today alongside Algeria, and then some other games out there that have caught our eye. So yeah, we'll bring you all those discussions. But As you always know, I don't do this alone. I do this with my crew and my pundits, and now they are the best in the business. I have to tell you, these fellas, they know their stuff, they know their business. And if you've been part of this show for a while, you know every prediction, every analysis that they've given you on this show has come true. It's fact, it's conk. You know, these boys, I know what they do. So let me introduce my guest, and then we will get this party started. So I've got with me Kelvin Ata Amenyampon. He is an editor-in-chief at M Sport. Yeah, Kelvin, my brother, how are you doing?
I'm good, brother. Yourself?
I'm great. I love the drip, man. It's like today we share that some waves, some black.
Sexy, Nani. This is
what I see. What I see.
We are good.
That's right. How are we feeling?
You know, at least I'm already out, so I'm feeling better than next week. So
yeah,
I'm happier than ever.
I can see that. Yeah, it shows in your drip, but I see you're celebrating. You're in a celebratory mood. And then also I've got Michael Abu Bonshra in the building. My brother, what's good?
It's about to go down.
It's about to go down. You know it. Yep. Guys, I'm excited to have you in the studio to do this with me as always. It's a pleasure to be doing this with you because you guys are so good at what you do, and personally, I'm proud. I'm proud that you guys are part of this show. Thank you very much for making it today.
You're fully active.
Okay, so let's get this party started, guys. I'd like us to start us off with the AFCON, right? So we are in the quarterfinal stage already. Some quarterfinal games have happened. Yesterday, we saw Morocco edge Cameroon by 2-0. So Morocco knocked out Cameroon. Cameroon are out of the competition, and Morocco made it to the semi-finals. We've also seen that other games. I think the likes of Ivory Coast they are playing today. Ivory Coast is playing today, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Algeria, Nigeria is the quarterfinal fixture happening today, and then Egypt, Ivory Coast. But yesterday, Senegal edged Mali by 1-0 in the quarterfinal game that happened yesterday. So Senegal beat Mali by 1-0, and then
Michael's favorite Mali, you know,
his
team to win.
We'll come to that. Trust me, we'll come to that. Michael, don't worry, we'll come to that. So you guys explain that, but you don't worry, we'll get there. But basically, these are the quarterfinal games that has already happened. Mali saw Senegal beat them 1-0 yesterday, and then Morocco also fell to Morocco beat Cameroon by 2-0. Now, these two results, are we surprised at all by these two results? Let's start off there. Mali won, Morocco won. Are we surprised?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. You know, before the tournament started, Senegal and Morocco were, you know, set to a lot of pundits, a lot of football fans who have been following football for some time as the two favorites for the competition. Honestly, I wanted them to face each other in the semi-finals, but they are all taking different routes. But so far, I'm not surprised. Yesterday's match was very, very hard for both teams. That shows that, you know, the AFCON is evolving, which every stage, you know, the competition gets tougher. Senegal yesterday had a very dominant performance. Although it didn't show in the goals, but they were very, very comfortable, you know, holding the ball and also taking the play.
Right.
And this shows that, you know, the young coach of Senegal is doing something great.
He is doing something.
And also Morocco, you know, last night, the small boy wonder, the future Manchester United number 10, Brahim Diaz.
Right.
You know, did
future what?
Manchester United number 10. And I said it here, and it will come to pass. You know,
okay.
He did something great, you know, becoming the first Algerian to score, you know, 5 back-to-back.
First Moroccan.
Yeah. To do that, you know, he's showing that regardless of anywhere that you find yourself. Yeah, they have given him the keys, and you know, he's showing that once you give me, just like the way they did to him with AC Milan when he was the number 10, the creative player and all that, he did everything there. So once you give him the keys to flow, he will make sure that he do justice to it.
Right.
So I think so far the two favorite teams that I thought will qualify have qualified. So no surprises there.
Okay. Now, Michael, let me come to you proper and now talk to me about Mali. Your Mali fell to Senegal yesterday by 1-0. And, you know, we spoke in this studio about how Mali's lack of goal scoring might be a problem for them going forward. But you thought that because their defense was so good, and this was a tournament, and you need one particular strategy to make it to a tournament because the games are not that much. At the end of the day, you're playing fewer games. A strategy like not conceding could get you to go all the way. So your argument was that because Mali were not conceding, you foresaw them making it all the way to the semifinals. So I guess my question is, while they did not concede a lot of goals yesterday, they did concede the one and got themselves knocked out. How do you explain that?
So you jumped from the initial premise of the entire conversation.
Oh, did
last
I?
Week.
How's
Yes. Last week we all sat here and you guys were confident that Tunisia was going to beat Mali. And I told you that I see Mali going straight to the semi-finals of this competition.
Okay.
What happened? Mali beat Tunisia. Unfortunately, they were playing against one of the best African giants in the competition. A misplaced kind of miscommunication went through. Of course, football, people capitalize on mistakes, which got Senegal that lucky goal, because it was a lucky goal.
You
honestly.
think?
Yes, because every shot faced against Diarra, he kept it. And looking at the entire Mali team, I feel like one player let them down, and that was Bissouma. As a captain, you need to show leadership by example, and he totally failed to exhibit that quality, good leadership style that he was supposed to portray.
You're talking about the red card?
Yes, that he was supposed to portray. Fair enough. You know, you have a yellow card. You need to make sure that you play tidy game and leave the rest. And at a point in time, when I saw that lineup, I was like, it is over. Because Haidara starting was not a bad decision, but I wanted Nene to start. This could have been a game for Nene to prove himself why he deserved to be part of the starting 11. But unfortunately, Senfen thought otherwise by benching Nene on the sidelines. Coming in the second half, the harm has already been done. And this was Mali is also a team that has been comfortable playing against 10 against 11. Even when they were down by one red card, they still showed prowess of trying to equalize. But unfortunately, they had a certain Mendy in the post who is like a python, long like that. That guy is not tall. He's far.
Right.
And he kept Senegal into the game. But
Michael,
kudos to Senegal.
Let me give you the game stats for that game. So ball possession, right? Mali had only 35% of ball possession yesterday.
Beautiful.
And I mean that was not surprising, right? They are not a particularly possessive side.
Of course, yes.
They are defensive side, so the possession is not a surprise. Okay, so their expected goals, Mali had 1.12 expected goals to Senegal's 1.88. Okay, total shots, not on target, just total shots. Mali had 8 total shots. Senegal had 19. That's a crater. That's a wide gap. Okay, big chances created. Mali created 2, Senegal created 2. And then big chances missed. Mali missed 2, Senegal missed the 1. Offsides 3, 1 corners. But these are the most important stats, basically.
Exactly.
When you look at, I mean, the chances created is not that huge. Big chances 2-2 each, and then chances missed 2-1. I think those are fairly the most important, but the shots and the attacking play tells you that Senegal did more of that than Mali. And again, we are not surprised because they are a defensive side. But ultimately, whether it was a lucky goal or not, they are out. They conceded.
Of course, yes. And to be honest, this is a fair representation of the game. And looking at Mali getting 35% ball possession and also getting 2 shots on target, Mali has not scored more than 2 goals in this year's AFCON, so it's no news for me. This is a team that they know what they are in for, they know what they are doing, and just one bad decision, especially from the starting point of the game, and the red card cost them so much. So in a nutshell, Mali has not been bad at all. This is where the road ends for them, and the gods of football are trying to tell us that if you play well, you do well, you go through this time around. It's not going to be based on luck or by divinity. So we are just hoping that Mali will come back stronger next time. My favorite team, of course. I wish them all the best, and kudos to Senegal. But Senegal, Charlie, I leave my direction.
You have nothing to say, my brother. Senegal are in the semi-finals, and that's all to it. Okay, guys, let's talk about the second game. Cameroon versus Morocco. Morocco beat Cameroon by 2-0. And again, Brahim Diaz was the star man. That opened up for them. Look, for a chap that is playing his very first, well, let's say, major tournament in the continent, he was not born here. He was not born in the continent. He was born in Spain, Malaga to be precise. And then, you switch nationalities, come to this team, and in your very first big major tournament, score in every single game, be the top scorer at this competition. Come on, guys. That has to be some... I'm not sure. Has that ever happened?
I doubt. We had to go... Maybe we have to dig the archives to see if, we have a story like that.
Yeah, so I did a bit of digging. So apparently, the last time a player scored in their first 5, AFCON games was a Ghanaian chap that did that. A certain Osei, that was way back in the 1960s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a certain Osei did that. He scored in the first 5 games of the African Cup of Nations, and Brahim Diaz equalized that yesterday when he scored. Yeah, so Brahim Diaz becomes the first player since Osei Kofi in 1968 to score in all first 5 AFCON games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is the that is the stat. That is some. Look at how long that record has been.
Yes, before that he had already broken Ahmed Farah's record of scoring, being the first Moroccan to score in 3 continuous games. That record stood for 50 years, and he just broke it like that. Personally, as someone who saw him or heard a lot of hype about him growing up, he was part of a throw when Man City was, churning out young players. It was Sancho, Foden, and Brahim Diaz. These were the 3 players, and all of them had a way. All of them went, into different places just to get their career back. But right now that I'm sitting here, I can tell you Brahim Diaz is going places. If he's giving, look at Real Madrid. This season, he has been given the amount of minutes that he has played is 484 minutes, and he has scored only 1 goal. Just under 300 minutes, he has scored 5 goals in the AFCON. That means that if you give him that chance, he would prove.
He would.
Unfortunately, Real Madrid sees him as someone, an impact player, because of the type of players that are there. But someone who usually does well in half spaces, comes to create and all that. If Alonso was bold enough to implement that his 3-4-3 formation that has like half tents, I think if equally he's given the chance, he can play. He wants the ball. He wants to do something, and that shows that he's a great player. And this AFCON has shown the world that this was the AC Milan Brahim Diaz that people forgot about. And after this tournament, I think he would want more. He would want more for his career, especially if he goes on to become the best player, MVP, and top goal scorer. He would want more. Big claps, will be coming. So I think if he doesn't get a chance at Real Madrid, I'm tipping Manchester United to go for him to replace Bruno Fernandes.
Okay, so y'all know Kelvin is a Manchester United fan, right? Like, if you don't know, let me just put that out there so you know, so you understand where he's coming from.
and fast forward, sorry, just to add, Wilcox, Manchester United technical director or football director right now, was the academy director when Brahim Diaz was at Manchester City.
Oh, okay.
So the connection is there, and they made sure that when he was signing a contract, when he was leaving Real Madrid, Man City inserted a clause that in the future, whenever he's linked to Manchester United, Man City has the right to either buy him or refuse. So they knew that in the future, this is a player that Manchester United. And looking at Bruno, who, Saudi wants 100 million. After what he has done at AFCON, people will sit down, who is the next creative player that Manchester United can spend money on? And come on, I think Brahim Diaz.
But with that clause you just mentioned, wouldn't that make that move a bit difficult to?
It will be difficult, but I don't know how they structured it. They made sure that whenever there's like they have a clause that they have the chance to buy him. Let's say Real Madrid has placed like 50 million on him. Man City, if he's linked to any other club, Man City doesn't have any say. Okay. But if he's linked to Manchester United, Man City has the right to say, okay, I would buy him rather than Manchester United. They have the first for refusal when he's linked to Manchester United. And it was set around 2017.
Okay.
So from 2017.
So if they
to
decide
now,
not to buy, you guys can still
then
go ahead
we
and
can
sign
buy
him.
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
unless
Michael,
Man City saw boy abroad, yeah.
Mike, Brahim Diaz. Can we call it the Brahim Diaz show? This AFCON.
This Kelvin connection, it passed ECG connection, Charlie, because he is optimistic.
Messi.
You have forgotten that United, he that is down fierce no fall. What again are you waiting for? Well, Charlie, Brahim Diaz, honestly, currently, if this tournament comes to an end without Morocco winning it, he's the best player of the tournament so far. And with the number of goals he has scored, he's always at the right place at the right time. And 5 goals in 5 games, reaching the level of our legend Reverend Kofi Osei. He's now Reverend Minister now. Reverend Kofi Osei is encouraging. The last time Brahim Diaz scored a goal for Real Madrid was somewhere 30th September 2025, Champions League match against Kairat. Kairat Almaty, yes.
Yeah.
And he came on in the 70th minute and banged in a goal. And looking at what he's doing at AFCON, currently, if he's valued at 30 million, currently he will be around 90 million. And this is someone who is giving signals to Xabi Alonso that I am ready to play. Enough of putting me on the bench, enough of not adding me to the team squad and everything. I am just ready to play. I think going forward to Xabi Alonso should also look at it from a bigger picture that even though this is a tournament, the guy has proven himself countless times. When called upon by Real Madrid, he still delivers. So personally, I feel like what Brahim Diaz is doing is he is going to break all the rules and set a new record for himself and everything. Because Charlie Brahim Diaz, he's special.
He's spoiling there.
He's spoiling there. Looking at the goal he even scored against Cameroon, he was able to read the direction of the ball. Okay, he knew that someone would go for it and I have to be there. And guess who was there? The maestro El Kabi. You see, and he was just there just to guide the ball into the net, and it was so beautiful. You may call it a simple goal, but it takes a player with such great level of intuition to anticipate that thing, and he did exactly just that.
Okay.
So for Brahim, spot on.
So it's official. We can call it the Brahim Diaz show already at the AFCON. Yeah, because he's killing it. But guys, let's move on now and talk about Nigeria Super Eagles. So what happened was in their last game, I think that was the round 16 game against Mozambique, there was a bit of an altercation between Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. And all that was captured on camera, right? Live broadcast of the games captured all that moment. And afterwards, Osimhen requested to be substituted from the game. And he was substituted from the game eventually. But before he was substituted, basically, people said he stopped running, he stopped participating in the game. And when he left the pitch, there were fans, Nigerian fans booing him when he came off the pitch in that game. And that is just one part of the Nigerian saga. The second part is story broke in midweek that the Nigerian team were boycotting training. They were boycotting training and possibly the game against Algeria today because of unpaid bonuses. So I guess my question is, and you, Kelvin, particularly, you think Nigeria are one of the favorites of the tournament? You think they could go all the way to win it? With these things happening, do you still believe that?
Personally, I think I love Nigerians, and if you're a Nigerian listening to this, I hope bear with me. But I feel Nigeria naturally, they thrive in situations like this. If you ask me, that's the classic Nigeria heritage. When they are fighting or when they are trying to do things, when they see that okay, the world is against me or the world is against us, then let's fight together and unite. So according to them, the FA promised them that when they win all their 3 group stages, each player will be given $30,000. And when they qualify to the next round, each player will be given $12,500, making it $42,500 each player. And the FA were like, we cannot pay it right now. And they were like, if you won't pay them, we might not even play. So it took Dr. Doris Izuka, the finance minister of Nigeria, to come in, bypass some, international bureaucracies you know, just to make sure that she pays them directly. You know, the Nigerian government had to pay them. So I think one, they have the money now, so they're happy now. And also with the fight, you know,
the Osimhen
fights, I think I like the way Nigerians handled it. You know, most of the public people, you know, they made sure that, you know, they talked to Osimhen to make sure that what he did was wrong. It wasn't right to, you know, scream at your player, not just a player, you know, someone who has also won the African best player like you. But I think I'll give kudos to Ademola for coming out and saying, you know, Osimhen is our big boy, you know, he is our man. So at least generally he has shown that, okay, Osimhen is the man to go. So I think right now they have their money now, and right now Osimhen is more pumped to show the world that, you know, I can be the star regardless. And I think they have solved their problem, and I believe, like I said last week, anytime that Algeria wins their first 3, you know, AFCON games, they go on to win the AFCON. And anytime that Nigeria faces Tanzania in their first group stages, they also go on to win the AFCON. So it's a battle between two prophecies, you know, two powers, two luck to see. But I feel Nigeria, you know, they have been too good. Attacking wise, defensively, although they have conceded 4, Algeria is more solid. But I feel it will be a very dicey game.
Don't worry, we'll talk about that game later on. Okay, Michael, let me get your thoughts on the Osimhen Ademola bust up, and then the talk about boycotting the games.
See, let me tell you something. No footballer, is greater than his country.
Okay.
No matter what you do, you have to have it in mind that you are representing not just a country, but about close to over 300 million population. That is Nigeria. You guys are playing against Mozambique. Of course, there are certain passes that have been given to you which you just bottle it away. You are not a perfect human being. Okay, we all make mistakes. Looking at this, I don't know if he wants to score goals just for self-glory, but this thing is team effort. He made a mistake, but Lookman made a mistake. What mistake did Lookman do? He was also trying to score just like the way he also wanted to score, and it just didn't happen by not giving you the pass. It's just as simple as that. You just have to move on after it. But for you to behave, and this is not the first time Victor has been found doing that, for you to behave as if like the entire Nigerian football team evolves around you, hell no. I have close Nigerian friends, they were like, this guy is never serious in his life. Waiting. You see, and Nigeria can still move on even still without Victor, because they still have the guys, they still have the big boys there. But on the other hand, you will be like, you need Osimhen's presence. It's just like the modern day Asamoah Gyan, where Ghana needed Asamoah Gyan the most in the Nigerian setup. So what he did was needless. I saw Mikel Obi making some comments about it that he didn't do well at all. And I like the way the ex-players of the national team have come out to speak about the issue that going for this thing shouldn't happen again. And big respect for Ademola Lookman for quickly shredding it off from the media. He said he is my brother. There was no issue. And I like the way the Nigerian coach also handled the issue. But you see, Victor should know that there are levels to this game. He is not the best player in the world. He is still not the best player in Africa. He needs to humble himself. Okay, you are playing against Mozambique, for Christ's sake. You scored like 2 goals already prior to that particular outburst. So what is it? And requesting for the coach to sub you and stuff. Excuse me, but who the hell do you think you are? He should become. But going forward with the whole thing, Nigerian Football Federation and the players with their winning bonuses, I heard Ndidi was also pleading to the squad that even if they are not being paid, he will personally use his money to pay them off. And this guy is showing great leadership in this Nigerian team. But should we get there in the first place? You see, African football, we know they learn. We had a global disgrace in Ghana when we were playing the World Cup in Brazil. It was a global disgrace to come and set up inquiry, going to buy coconut for $50 one and stuff. You see, and at times, I don't know if the football people behind the scenes are using this opportunity just to milk the players and the entire tournament, because you can't tell me that a tournament that you are going for has a $5 million bounty as the tournament price, then your expenses in Kenya is like 15 million. So are you going for self-glory, are going to bring money back, or you're just going to incur expenses? These are some of the things that going forward African leaders, I won't limit it to Nigeria, should take into consideration about doing things properly, because we shouldn't be talking about this thing, players bonuses in the first place. It should be a thing of the past. You learn from Ghana, but it seems Nigerian thing Ghana does too, they want to try and copy and do it better. So I'm sure by this time there's a helicopter flying from Nigeria to Morocco to go Rabat to go and deliver the money to the players. But as Kelvin said, with their finance minister coming in, trying to see if he can break some bureaucratic levels and make sure, like, you see, but it shouldn't get there. It shouldn't get there. It's hard time African football leadership, right. And this should be a wake up call to CAF Motsepe. He should be like, okay, so going forward, if something of these things happen in African football, this punishment should be taken, or there should be some measures to prevent this disgrace. Because honestly, it's so appalling. Right. Seriously.
Right.
Just to add to Osimhen, personally, I think, behavior sometimes counts a lot to a player or for a player. If you ask me, Osimhen is part of like the top 4 strikers in the world. I will list Harry Kane, Mbappe, Haaland, and him. If you ask me, but ask me why is he playing for Galatasaray? Ask me why Chelsea, after having a few talks with him, did not go for him. How is it that Manchester United had, the money and the time to also go for him, but they made sure that they... Sometimes, the scouting is not just about on the field.
On field, right.
Sometimes this team, they ask questions, interviews, and see the drama he was having with the Napoli coaches and players. Right. I think naturally he has a bad behavior. And if, unless you are Ronaldo, that's when maybe we can understand that. But if you're not even Vinicius, who's even up there, people complain how much you. So I think he has to calm down, and know that he's not that. He's not all that, and move forward. Then maybe we can go forward and see how. But still, I think he will try his best to prove that okay, maybe what I did was wrong. I will repay your faith and your encouragement with a performance tonight. So let's see.
Okay, so that was Kelvin giving his thoughts on the Victor Osimhen Blackstars in the Nigerian team. And you heard from Michael too, who spoke about the same issue. So that is how we wrap that conversation up. You are still listening to Z101.9 FM, and this is the Weekend Sports Rally. This is the Weekend Sports Rally Show on Z101.9 FM with me, Emmanuel Kwame Donko, and I have been doing this with Michael and Kelvin. We've already spoken about the African Cup of Nations and the Brahim Diaz performances in the tournament, and then also we've touched on the Nigerian Super Eagle team and of course the Victor Osimhen issues. Now we have to move on. Again, a reminder that today we could not bring you the Facebook live stream, but fret not, we are streaming on YouTube. So if you have a YouTube, or you could get to YouTube, type Z101.9 FM and you can get our live stream on YouTube. But other than that, you can turn on to your radio wallet and tune in to Z101.9 FM. And you can you can hear me, you can listen to us, the show, as we digest the biggest and the most controversial sporting issues happening in the world of sports. So again, we are done with the AFCON discussions. Now, guys, we are about to do Antoine Semenyo. Now, if someone told me, way back that of all the Black Stars players that we had, of all the Black Stars, current Black Star team we have, I'm talking about Mohamed Kudus, Fatau Isaaku, you know, Josep Pinto, all these boys. If anybody told me that Antoine Semenyo would be the lad to make a move to, I'd say a top 2 or top 3 European club like Manchester City, I would have doubted it.
I would have doubted it too.
Like, I would not have believed it. But that is where we are today, okay? Antoine Semenyo was signed by Manchester City yesterday. And what a moment it was for him. It was quite beautiful. The signing ceremony, he was there with his family, his mom, his dad, his brother, and his girlfriend. It was beautiful. Now that Man City move means that Antoine Semenyo is the most expensive Ghanaian Black Star player that has ever been bought on the transfer market, and that is a statement, isn't it, guys? For Semenyo to get that move from Bournemouth to Manchester City. But before we delve into that issue properly, we'll bring you the reactions of first Pep Guardiola. We'll listen to Pep Guardiola, what he had to say about Semenyo joining his team, Manchester City, and then we'll also listen to Antoine Semenyo himself as he spoke about his move to Manchester City. And then also we'll hear from a couple of Manchester City fans about whether or not they are happy about Semenyo joining the club. So Pep Guardiola, let's start with Pep Guardiola. Let's listen to Pep Guardiola and hear what he had to say about Semenyo joining the club.
First, let's start with the big news of Antoine Semenyo's arrival from Bournemouth. What qualities do you see in him to help your side?
To join us, so all I can say thanks to him. Really pleased for the next years.
Yeah, how long have you looked at him for, and is it particularly pleasing he chose yourselves over other clubs that were interested in him?
A few years. A long time we follow him, and at the end, for the situation you have up front in the wingers, like you have 3 specific players like Oscar, Savio and Jeremy, so we need to reinforce for the next years, and that's why the club make the gesture, the effort to take him and have a perfect age, 25, 26 years old, so the best years to come, and like they have done the club to try to bring players, young players, to make his career or his best years here.
Could he go straight in for tomorrow's game against Exeter? Yeah.
Will be selected. I don't know if we're going to start or not, but will be selected for sure. Yeah, we don't have too many players, I would say.
And one in so far in January. Are you trying to do more business this month, maybe?
Sorry.
One player in so far. Are you trying to do more business this month?
I don't know. I cannot answer that question.
Mark.
Hi Pep. How good can Antoine Semenyo be? How high is his ceiling? Is he a player that could score, for example, 20, 25 goals a season in the Premier League?
Yeah, no sign. I don't know. Have to adapt quick. He will adapt quick because the group is exceptional. So the club is really good, and he will adapt quick.
Okay, so that was Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola speaking about Ghanaian player Antoine Semenyo. And now, I don't know if you listen, but he spoke about how Semenyo was a good addition to the squad because Semenyo could play in all 3 positions up front, and that was a quality that they thought could help the team. And he was asked at the latter end of that audio, he was asked by a journalist if he thought Semenyo could score maybe 20 goals, 25 goals in the season at the club, and he was like, certainly he has the ability, but he will have to adapt quickly to the team, and the fact that he was in a good team, he has good players around him, means it was possible. Do you think Semenyo could go on to score 20 goals at City?
Personally, like I said, I'm very, very happy for my Ghanaian brother. Historically, he's the most expensive Ghanaian player ever bought. He's the first Ghanaian player to play the first team, although we have had players like Yao Yeboah, playing the junior side and all that. So I'm happy to see him there. He's adding something to Manchester City that a lot of people don't know. Most of the time, Manchester City, when they are attacking, they morph into a 3-2-5 formation. And sometimes once they compact, most of their players are either passers or creative players. Only Doku is the chaos agent. He's always trying to beat a player and all that. But one thing about Doku is not that, in as much as he's direct, he's not that productive in terms of shooting and scoring. Antoine gives you that. He can, relax on 10 players and shoot with either foot. So I think he'll be a great addition to the team. Even as much as I was expecting, Pep to be very enthusiastic about him. His voice was, the club has brought him, and he would do. He has tipped a lot of things. He wouldn't need much to adapt if maybe he was coming from another league and all that. Haaland was posting a picture of him and him, like between them and all that. So it's beautiful to see. But I think he can score 20 goals.
You think he can score 20 goals?
Especially from the wings and also as a striker. Haaland usually might not be playing as much as he usually do, but with Antoine in there, Pep likes rotating footballers and players, and I think he will get his chance. And with the quality behind him, with the chances, he will score. If he has scored 10 goals in 20 matches for Bournemouth, then trust me, he can score 20 goals.
He can score 20 goals. Okay, Michael. First, Pep Guardiola's, again, can we make that point that did Pep Guardiola seem excited about the move to you? From the audio we heard, do you think he's happy to have him?
Guardiola is a smart man. He's just trying to let his competitors know that that's a typical Guardiola man. He's just trying to play smart. And this, looking at the pictures and the videos going viral about Semenyo, this is someone like the entire team needed him because they know that they are inconsistent up front because Foden will give you a continuous 5-game performance, then he will just vanish. They can't rely on Sheikh and Tijani Reinders to like that. And Haaland too these days, looking at the chances he's just missing, I'm like, where did you go wrong? Hello. But Semenyo is a great addition to the Manchester City squad, and this is a work in progress guy. He has done it with Bristol, he has done it with Bournemouth, and he's still a work in progress. And you see, there's an interesting stat about Semenyo here. Let me just draw it.
Okay.
In 2021-2022 season at Bristol, he played 31 games, scored 8 goals, and gave 12 assists.
Okay.
That is 20 GA.
Okay.
In 2022-2023, he played just 23 matches, scored 6 and gave 9 assists. Then he moved to Bournemouth that same season.
Okay.
He played 11 games and scored 1. 2023-2024 Bournemouth, 33 games, 8 goals, 2 assists. That is 10. 2024-2025, another work in progress, 37 games, 11 goals, 5 assists. And now we are in 2025. He has done almost half of what he did last season.
Right.
He has played 20 games, 10 goals, and 3 assists. And he's moving to a team whereby they are attacking centric kind of football. And this is going to bring more out of Semenyo. Looking at his pictures with Doku, Haaland, and everything, you realize that the team actually needed this guy to be part of where they are now because they feel like they can still do something and just probably, if possible, win the league. But it's early days yet. But honestly, I see Semenyo with this level of uprising. I see him giving like probably 15 to 18 goals for City in a full season. 15 to 18. 20, if it comes, is a blessing. Looking at my closeness with Semenyo and 1 or 2 things, honestly, if he does like 20 goals, praise the Lord. But 15 to 18, hallelujah.
Okay, so you've heard from my pundits. Kelvin thinks Semenyo could clock 20 goals in the City team. Michael thinks 15 is probably the best he could do. So we've heard from Pep Guardiola. Now let's hear from the man himself. Let's hear from Antoine Semenyo speaking about his move to Manchester City.
Give us an idea of what kind of player City are getting.
Powerful, quick, strong, clinical player. Still improving. I feel like I'm still yet to reach my peak. I feel like I've got a lot of learning to do, and joining City here is going to be the best thing for my development. Best coaches, best players, and yeah, I'll take my game to the next level.
Okay, so that was Semenyo speaking about. He was asked what kind of player is City getting? Is it powerful, quick? I still feel like I'm reaching my peak. So according to him, he's not reached his prime yet. You know, he's about to. He's still not. And there's a lot of potential. He's still not tapped, and he thinks joining City will help him do that. Guys, do you? So basically, I'm just gonna ask you: do we agree? Do we think Semenyo is about to blow up more than he's done at City?
Yeah, personally, I think so. And if you want a coach who can actually improve you or make you see football in a different manner, according to the words of Thierry Henry, who was actually a great player before even moving to Barcelona. When he was coached by Pep, he understood the game in a different manner. So if he has that mentality that he wants to play under a coach that can actually add something to his game, actually teach him something. And if you are looking at the managers that the teams that were competing for him had Amorim, Slot, Thomas Frank, Pep. So even if I had that mentality,
you'd go to
I
Pep.
would actually go to Pep
Right.
to go and learn and become a better player for myself, even for my country. So I think it's a good move for him.
Okay.
I don't feel he's going in straight as a striker. Probably he might have to earn his his starting position, but I think he will learn a lot.
Michael, with Kelvin's submission just now about Pep being the manager that could possibly unlock certain levels to Semenyo that he probably didn't know he had because he's a great manager, right? A counter argument could be made that Pep Guardiola does not always bring the best out of players. And you yourself, Michael, you've made the arguments in the past severally about Pep Guardiola signing players and then leaving them to rot on the bench, basically ruining their careers. They have to go to lower sides when they leave City because of how low their stocks fall from not playing much and all that. And Jack Grealish could be said to be an example. Savinho, who is currently in the team, could be said to be another example. Basically, Pep Guardiola has a way of sometimes ruining players. Is that a fear you think Ghanaians should have with Semenyo?
I said this last 2 weeks that probably it was a wrong move for Semenyo to go to City. Okay, but looking at how things are going at the moment, Semenyo doesn't need City. City needs Semenyo. This is how it's going to be done.
Interesting.
Because Guardiola still can't figure out why he is drawing games and not winning games. Okay, he plays 2 number 10s at times, changes setup and force like 3 players to play the number 10 role just to see if they can capitalize on their chances. And as it stands, Semenyo in his own words, he's bringing power, he's bringing speed, and this is what we know Semenyo to do. And looking at the pedigree of currently those on the bench in terms of Semenyo is far better than Savinho at the moment. Semenyo is far better than Savinho. So this addition is going to help City rather than helping Semenyo. Semenyo doesn't need. Well, he needs 1 or 2 coaching and guidance. If he needed guidance, probably the English Premiership, he has gone to a tough skin day. A change of environment could have been better for him if he needed that extreme growth. But from his own words, he's still getting at a pace to get to his peak. So it's early days yet, but well, looking at Jeremy Doku too as well. Okay, you can also rate Semenyo and Doku at the same level peg as things stands currently, or even at Semenyo slightly way ahead of Doku this season. And we are just hoping that he takes his chances if he's being called upon. But hey, Pep Guardiola, if you are listening to me, please, he's our darling boy. We need him for the World Cup. We need him to stay consistent. Please don't bench him. Because you have a track record of ruining players who are needed by your competitors. So please, we beg you. We hope this is not going to be one of those stories that he'll be on bench, he'll come and play 10 minutes, 15 minutes when it's needed. We want him to play like 60 to 70 minutes.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
All right. Guys, that is we've heard from Pep, we've heard from Semenyo himself. Now, let's hear from the Manchester City fans themselves. Let's hear from some section of the City faithful. Are they excited about Antoine Semenyo joining their club? Let's hear from them.
Antoine Semenyo signs. What is your reaction?
Do we really need him? He's a great player and he could be a good asset. In the Bournemouth side, he shines. In the City side, would he shine?
Needed, very much needed. Semenyo's not good, and Bob, somehow his legs have gone at 21. I mean, mine didn't. He's a good ball striker, he's a powerful runner. It's something we need, and he can play on the left and right as well. So it gives us that option, a player who can play off Haaland, but also give us end products in front of goal, who is not called Phil Foden. It's needed.
Does he want to be starting every week, or is he happy to be a bit per player as our squad rotates? It's up to him. Which wing are you going to start him on, unless it's up top?
At the end of the day, my preference is Doku on the left, Cherki on the right.
Yeah.
Haaland to the middle.
Semenyo on the bench.
Yeah.
Probably the right, because I think Jeremy Doku's got that left wing on lock. Yeah, I would have him off the right hand side, then we can play one of Cherki or Foden in the 10. And then maybe even like Foden false 9 if we want to rotate Haaland, which is going to be needed as well.
Left side we're quite strong. The right side, maybe the right side.
Okay, so that was some section of the Manchester City fans reacting to Semenyo joining the club, and that was a lot of mixed reactions. To me, it seemed like some were excited to have him in the team, but when they were asked their starting lineup with Semenyo now in the team, a lot of them felt like he should be on the bench. Is that what we are going to be seeing? Do you think that's the? Because let's talk about realistically, right? The City team. When you look at the right wing, at the moment, Cherki is the one starting there. Semenyo can't play on the right. Foden starts as the 10, and then Doku did not start the last game. Who started ahead of Doku in that game? I'm not sure, but basically Doku is the first choice left winger, and then Cherki is the first choice right winger. Where can Semenyo realistically fit in this team, and do we think he can straight up go and start and just get some games going in for Man City, or should we expect that he will be on the bench for a long time?
City's last game against Brighton, which they drew 1-1. Doku started on the left with Bernardo Silva playing on the right wings. Okay, and funny enough, there was no Cherki in the game until second half, which he brought in Ryan Cherki to come and do some magic or something of that sort. Semenyo can fit into this team by starting. If Cherki is being benched, the entire City team, the only player who cannot be benched at the moment is Donnarumma and Haaland. Every player there is benchable. You can stay on the and look at the defensive pair because they had injuries. So as I said earlier, City needs Semenyo. Semenyo doesn't need City.
Right.
Yes.
That's what you think.
Yes. As it stands, they need him to. They need his power. They need his ability. They need his technicalities to help them so to the second phase of the last games remaining of the season. So, but going for probably maybe next season. That is where maybe probably you will see him maybe some of the bench.
Right.
But he's already. I'm not sure Guardiola will just throw him to the game that we've signed this will come and play. It will be a Guardiola position. Maybe the first 3 games he's going to be a bench woman, but maybe going for when the need arises and he does his things and show them this is why you brought me here because you want me. Right. When he delivers, I'm not sure he'll be on bench that much.
Okay, Kelvin, City are a high scoring team. They've been a high scoring team for a while, but they are not really scoring this season. Okay, now when you look at their top scorers, Haaland obviously is their top scorer in the team. Foden follows closely with 9 goals, but Semenyo has got goals than Foden. Okay, now he's part of the team. Haaland and Semenyo are the top 2 scorers in that team. Shouldn't that be enough for him to get a starting place in the City team?
Personally, like I said, he has an edge on Doku. You know, he can literally do what Doku does. But unlike Doku, he can actually score goals. He's very lethal. Probably he's one of the most violent strikers of the ball, if you ask me. You know, he takes the amount of shot that he takes in the EPL. Only from the last time that I checked, in terms of shots, only Garnacho. But Garnacho is probably like a wasteful player. Most of the shots, he just takes shots. But if you want someone who is a high volume shooter, then that's him. And I think that's what Man City is lacking. And I think I agree with my brother here, Michael, when he says somehow they need him done. Although I disagree, they can actually bench. But I agree in a little phase in terms of, you know, angles, turning. And look at his goal against Spurs. When he took the ball, people were like he was about to cross, then just shoot, goal. So I think he adds a little bit of unpredictability that, you know, Manchester City lacks. So I think he might start on the left. And I think today they are playing Exeter. And, you know, we are not in June that you say, okay, let him play pre-season or something. When Bruno Fernandes was signed, then maybe Monday, the next Tuesday game, he played and he scored a goal. So I think he's on form. They are playing Exeter. Maybe this might be the chance.
Yeah, and it's an FA Cup game, right? That's when usually Pep would do the rotation and all that.
Maybe today we might see him play. Maybe with time he'll just face, and if he produces like what he's doing at Bournemouth, trust me, he will play. And you know, once, and I won't say if, once Haaland gets injured, because it's something that happens all the time. Once he gets injured, Pep Guardiola will look at his bench. You know, who can play there? You look at Mamouche or Semenyo, and Semenyo is the striker in there. So I think whether on the wings, whether as a striker, he has a lot of chances playing.
Okay, so the good news, I think, from what Kelvin is saying is that the good news for Semenyo is that he's very versatile and he can function in all the front three positions, and that's the good news for him. That means you come in handy one way or the other. He can fill in for any of the first choice wingers, or both on the right and on the left, and fill in for Haaland if Haaland needs a rest or is injured. So that's the good news for Antoine Semenyo. So yeah, from us, we just want to see him play. I mean, he is a World Cup year. As Ghanaians, we want to see him play. We want to see him in form before the tournament starts in June, the World Cup, I mean. So yeah, we just want to see him play and score goals. That's for us. But we are happy. We are happy because, you know, that move is a big move. It's a good move for Ghana and for you know, for Semenyo himself. And we are happy. You know, we are glad that he's made that move. So Semenyo, we wish you all the best, and yeah, kill it at Man City for us. Sport it. Okay, Ghana to the whole we are saying now. Let's move on now to a very Black Star centric agenda now. Okay, now bad news for us is that we have at least 3 key players that are injured, and they're part of the Black Stars team. So Mohamed Kudus is out, and according to Thomas Frank, he won't be back till at least after the March international break. That is April, and the World Cup starts in June. Mohamed Salisu has an ACL injury. He probably won't make the World Cup. Okay, that is 2 starters for the Black Stars. And then we can talk about Francis Abu. Okay, guys, if I'm Otuado, should I be worried?
If you were Otuado, you shouldn't be worried. You should be terrified because it's crazy. You know, your striker, your defender, who is actually the main man for the back in terms of progression of the ball, in terms of height, in terms of pace, power, is out. Then your ball carrier, the star boy, the creativity guy, who we all, you know, begging that, you know, he would actually be on form, that he can actually carry us like how he did in 2022. He's also injured, and he might need only 1 month of preparation to be ready for the World Cup. And you are going to play in a group where you are facing Croatia and England. It doesn't really
doesn't bode well for us, does it?
I tell you, it doesn't bode well.
What should he do? I mean, if you're Otuado, what do you do?
Pray. Pray. I just say pray. But in all seriousness, I think I think it's high time. A lot of people who are against the diasporans playing for Ghana, I think it's high time they
I knew that conversation would come up again.
It's high time they accept.
It's true, right? We have to have that conversation again.
Yeah, I think it's high
Should we
time.
Possibly start looking at Edin Ketia and Hudson Odoi joining the team? Because we need alternatives now, don't we?
We need them. And honestly, you know, they are going to be out. You know, we'll be playing the likes of Germany and all that. And if your star player, your best defender, are not there, do you want to go and compete with Nicolas Opoku or someone for. No, you have to. It's high time, you have this discussion that, okay, let's bring them in. They have the quality. Let's see what they can do. Let's be open-minded about it, because Senegal was open-minded about it. They have invited some players who are doing well. The young chap from PSG, scored. He has been scoring when he comes in. Initially rejected them, but after the AFCON, when they qualified for the World Cup, and he knew that he will get a chance to play there. That's nice. It didn't happen like Manchester United. Before that, the GFA was like he needed game time so that we can give him a chance at Manchester United. And then let me ask myself, who in his right mind will be getting game time at Manchester United and says, I want to play for Ghana? You obviously, once you are getting game time at Manchester United, you'll be likely to be called out for England. So that was a chance that we could have. Someone like Josh Chample at Chelsea,
right? A
great defender. He might not be a starter now, but you should see the loopholes. Get him right now. Once he grows, take him to the World Cup. Salisu is not there. Then integrate the aspirants and all that, so that we can go forward. So I think I'm worried. And one thing back in May 2025, a prophet called Telvin. Prophet Telvin made an audacious prophecy that Kudus was going to get hurt this year, but he has intervened and directed that injury to another Black Stars player. And in our mind, we were like, okay, maybe that's why maybe Abu Francis
got injured.
Fast forward, the same Kudus that he has intervened
is injured.
So let's be serious in this country.
So the prophecy it cast with that. Was it the same man that said we would go far and all that?
Yeah, in the World Cup. That's what right now I think we might not go far. So let's be serious. Honestly, let's welcome the diaspora.
Let me bring Michael in. Mike, I saw you making comments about when Kelvin said we should look at the diasporans as alternatives for the Black Stars. Let me ask you, if you don't agree with the diasporans being alternatives and all that, how, if you're Otuado, right, and your star boy Mohamed Kudus is injured, will be out till April, a month before the World Cup starts. Mohamed Salisu, you're a key defender, a starting defender for you, has an ACL injury. What are your options, and what would you do, Michael, as Otuado, if not look elsewhere, like in Europe and Ghanaian players playing outside?
Otuado, they are currently. If I look for some mountain, we then go climb them pray.
So you said we shouldn't look at diaspora. So what will be your solution?
Allow me to pick it up from this angle. You see, Kelvin was saying this and that, and the diasporans and everything. I want to put him on the spot. He should currently name one diasporan who is a better player than Mohamed Kudus. That should be the best. Wait. Oh my God. Your key players are getting injured. And one of the key players is Mohamed Kudus, our ball carrier. And I'm asking you that just state or name one player who is a better ball carrier, who is a diaspora, who is not currently playing for Ghana than Mohamed Kudus.
Is that your question?
Just name one.
You are saying better. Why are you saying
yes, better than Mohamed Kudus? Because that is the bench. No, that is the benchmark. Oh no, that is the bench. Replacement saying.
If he was better, he would have.
Replacement saying like we will get more. See, if you are not using Mohamed Kudus' performance as a benchmark, then we can go for a lot of the local-based players here in Ghana. We can go for most of the local-based players here. The Mediama guys, the Kotoko guys, they are doing better. So if you are trying to tell me that because Mohamed Kudus and our key players, you should look into the diasporans as if they are the ones who can play the football for us as replacement. If it's about replacement and adding up to the numbers, then we are not a serious national team in the first place. If it's just about replacement, just adding up to the number, officially we have 32-man squad for the World Cup. Please. Why is Kelvin interjecting me? Please. Oh my God. Why is Kelvin interjecting me?
Okay, so Michael. So basically, what you're saying is we can't get Kudus profiles in the international market like players.
I said that is the benchmark. Okay, if you are bringing a diasporan who is playing active football, who is giving us the stats, the numbers, not just because he bears a Ghanaian local surname. Hell no. It's not going to work like that.
Let's talk about Salisu though. When we talk about Salisu, Joshua Champon, Aiden Heaven, they are players, they are names that come to mind.
Oh, come on.
As
come on. Are you telling me that Joshua Champon is a better player than Edu at Celta Vigo? Who? Are you telling me Joshua Champon is a better player than Edu?
You know, Edu is not playing.
No. Edu, no, I'm coming. Edu just got back from.
You know, Edu, Joseph Edu.
You know the person.
When was the last time he even got a call up?
Relax. The person just got back from injury. That guy was part of our squad consistently. So what are you trying to talk about? No. You can check. The record speaks for itself. The record speaks for itself. You can't tell me that Joshua Champon, because he plays for Chelsea, is a better player than Edu. What are you trying to bring up than Edu?
He's a better.
Currently, with Joseph Edu is not playing.
I said he just got back from injury.
Yeah, and we are going to the World Cup. So
rhythm and everything.
Why are we calling a player who just got? Yeah.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you guys something. This is World Cup. We take it once in every 4 years. Okay, and this is not the time for us to come and do try and error. That. We are bringing foreign-based players just to adapt to their numbers because we think this person plays for a bigger team internationally, so he's a better player than someone who plays for Celta Vigo. No, it doesn't work that way. I am trusting the intuition of Otuado to make the right call-up, a better replacement for Mohamed Salisu. Okay, because if Mumin had not also been injured in the first place, the Rayo Vallecano Mumin, like we wouldn't really sit here and be having this.
Yeah, but he's injured. That's why we are having this conversation.
Yes, he also just returned from injury.
Yes.
So we are just and we are currently in January. World Cup starts in somewhere June, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's still early days. Let's just allow them for full recovery, because you can't tell me that if Kudus recovers from in the month of April, you won't send him to the World Cup. Are you going to tell me that because he just came, so since he just came, he's not going to get enough playing time, so we shouldn't send Kudus to the World Cup? What are you trying to tell me?
I mean, the same arguments can be made.
That should be the basis of discussion.
The same arguments can be made for the diasporans, right?
Know, these are players who knows the system, who knows the Ghanaian football system, who have been in and out for Ghana and everything. You can make mention of the likes of a diasporan who came to help, like KP Boateng and stuff. You can mention the likes of KP Boateng, but even at the end of the day, look at the mess you created. Okay, so it's about time we sit down and get a proper pathway if we want the aspirants to come and join this Blaster squad.
Okay.
So
let's.
Oh, why are you cutting me off? You give Kelvin like 20 minutes to talk.
Oh, I thought you were finishing up. Finish up. So we have to move on. So you finish up. Finish up.
You all to Kelvin.
No.
So yes. So moving forward, this Otuado shouldn't be scared. He should just man up and see what he can do, because this is the one of the days he's going to be tested. And if you are going to perform better at this World Cup, it is going to be based on our call-up. Okay. That is where we are going to start from. It is going to be based on our call-up. Okay. They should let him think outside the box. And he should stop looking at diasporans as the best alternative solution. What if there are no diasporans? What do you have? Okay. And you come and sit here and tell me that someone who has played about 15 games, scored 1 goal, is the best alternative replacement for Ghana. Hell no. You are talking about Ghana. You're talking about Ghana.
Okay, guys, let's wrap that conversation up. We still have a lot. We still have a lot to do. Okay, I've muted your microphones. Thank you very much. So you're still listening to Z101.9 FM. This is the Weekend Sports Rally Show, and it's been a little more than interesting in the studio. So we've had a lot to discuss. We started off at the African Cup of Nations. We spoke about Brahim Diaz and the Nigerian Super Eagles team, and then we moved on to talk about Semenyon's move to Manchester City. And just now, we have wrapped up with the injuries to key players in the Black Stars team and what Otuado should be doing as far as looking for replacements go. Now we have to move on. And next on our agenda is Chelsea's new boss, Liam Rosanoa. Now, this man he's the new Chelsea manager replacing Enzo Maresca, and he joined the team just this past week. Yeah, he's already oversaw a training session. I think the last training session they did, that was yesterday. He was in charge for that training session, and he's been in the media a lot. He's been having a lot of press conferences, speaking about his ideology, what he intends to do with the Chelsea team, and all of that. And I, as you know, have gone and I've scoured and I've searched for a lot of these audios. I want to play them to you. I want you to listen to the man himself, speak about his philosophy, speak about what he believes in as a manager and all of that. And then we'll come back to the studio and dissect it. Is he really the man for the Chelsea job? But first, let's listen to the man himself, Liam Rosenoir.
I just said you don't limit your ambitions. I'm not arrogant. I'm good at what I do. I'm good at what I do, and in every job that I've worked, whether it was as an interim, as an assistant, as a head coach or a manager, whatever you want to call it, relative to the group I've worked with, I've been successful. So for me, I've always wanted to be at a club like this, but it's not about just being here, it's about being successful. So this is the beginning for me.
Okay, that is the first one. He said, the way he started that particular one was very, very interesting. He said, I'm not arrogant, but I'm just good at what I do. I'm good at what I do. That gave me Mourinho Special One vibes. Guys, is that the same feeling you got from listening to that? I'm not arrogant. I'm just good at what I do.
This guy, if you draw safe, he die. If you draw safe, he die.
No,
Charlie,
but those are some bold statements.
See, he's a smart guy, okay, and he's trying to push the pressure that is coming away from him, okay. And he said a lot of things prior to this particular audio.
No, there are more. We'll play more audio.
And I thought he was going to be on the touchline against Fulham, but he was smart by saying, "Hello, let me just be at the back and see what can happen." But
you think that would have been one welcome for him?
He doesn't know what he's about to do, will get himself into. Because honestly, the other day I made a statement here. Last week I made a statement here. I said Chelsea is looking for results. They don't have time for you to come and be like, okay, we are trying to build a team. Chelsea is structured in such a way that if you come, the moment you come, you need to start delivering. Obi awaje club work ourselves kaya pamono. Ya pamono na wa coaching Debbie New Hall. Charlie,
the man says he's good at what he does.
Yes, right? And he studied job. Just work on that saying.
Okay, so that was one reaction. So one reaction from Abu, and we'll play another audio. Let's play the second one.
Congratulations, my friend. When you're going into Chelsea now, are you going with a way of playing which you're not going to change, or are you going to be flexible on the style which you adapt to the group of players?
I think every manager has an idea of the way they want to play. That's what makes you a coach. For me, I have an idea of the way I want to play. It has to suit the players. I think that's one of the reasons I've been brought to the club. I think my style fits the players perfectly, but you have to be able to adapt. You know, in terms of tactics, in terms of formations and systems, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing for me is intensity, running, spirit, and quality. And you can do that in many, many different ways in football.
Liam, Jamie Redknapp, congratulations.
Hey. So you heard him again speaking about whether or not he'll be a flexible manager, you know, change systems based on opponents he'll be facing and all that. And he says, yeah. But, you know, every manager has a way they want to play and all that. Intensity is what he looks at more and all that. Kelvin, listening to that, I
like him already because he's not a football illiterate like Amorim. He can actually, you know, adapt. Not like, you know, Amorim, like the code that I made the last time.
Right.
Personally, a lot of people are calling him a company man or a yes man. But I feel he has that confidence that, you know, I've been working hard to get this job. This is a promotion. A lot of people might think that I don't deserve this role. I don't deserve, you know, this appointment. But let me show them. And you know, it's two ways: either to play the safe way or the, you know, the arrogant way, and, you know, tell people that I can do this. This is me. So I think he's choosing the latter. And the Champions League, you know, and with that piano dance, you know, he allows his players to enjoy themselves. and I think he'll be a great fit for the young Chelsea side. But like Michael said, Chelsea as a whole is not a very patient, club. So I hope he gets off run. If he does, loses and he does those 1, 2, 3 things that he has been doing at Strasbourg, where normally he likes to throw players under the bus. From a few interviews that I've listened to, he calls players out in the press, and in England a lot of fans like play FCs and all that. That might be something that he might have to change. But I think he's a great appointment.
Right, he's a great appointment as well. Michael, do you want to add to that?
You see, this guy, personally, I think he should calm down a bit. If matches are won at press conferences, I'm sure you would have been.
No, that was my feeling too. Like, he's saying all the right things.
Yes.
Like, he's very good. He's a very good communicator. Like, he's when you listen to him, he feels like he has a future in politics. He's saying all the right things that you want to hear. About the identity. He knows his. I listened to one of his presses and it was like, he knows Chelsea from the Drogba days. He knows Chelsea is a club that wins. They want to win. Yeah, he said that. He says he knows Chelsea is a club that want to win, and he's very, very much aware of that. And so he's coming here with that mindset that he's going to win. He wants to be a winner and all that. And in football, that's the only thing that matters. And he's aware and all that. Basically, when you listen to him, he's saying all the right things, like all the right things. So Michael, the point you were gonna make.
See, I said if Premier League is going to be won at press conferences, they should just hand over the trophy to Chelsea. I know this, I know that. Charlie likes our GM, I do vibe. Charlie, this one too much. But you see, looking at what he has done at Strasbourg, for me, of course, they are trying to get to play an European tournament this season. They are still struggling. Currently, if you check the last 5 matches, Strasbourg will be on the 15th position on the league log. And I just wonder what was the specific criteria like Chelsea used in selecting Rosenoir.
You're telling me Strasbourg are 15?
I said if you should combine their last 5 games, okay, in terms of form. Do you understand? I'm not talking about the league table.
But why are they on the league table?
On the league table, they are 7th.
Okay.
But in terms of form, the players on the last 5 matches, if you combine all the 18 teams, they are currently 15th based on form. Okay. So he left a job when he was failing. That's his stance. Based on my 5 games.
But he was 7th. His club is 7th.
Listen, even as
he was 7th on the table.
I'm coming. But even if you look at the last, I took my time and did a very deep dive on this guy. Okay. The last 10 games, okay, on the in the French league, okay, still they are still 15th. He and as Chelsea.
That particular submission can be confusing. Strasbourg 15th on the table now.
They are not. Listen, let me make it point clear. They are not 15th on the table. But if you should take their last 10 matches, which alone they have played. Okay, if you have to rank them from
based on their results,
yes, on the last 10, they will be 15th.
But they are not 15th.
But they are not 15th for the league table.
Exactly.
Relax. I'm trying to let you see. It's like when you are introducing a new product into the market. Giddy. From the introduction stage, you go to your growth, you go to your maturity, then you start declining. And he has already been declining even in the last 10 games, and Chelsea has gone for him. It's just like Ghana Blasters, GFA telling us that we need a coach who has like a 30-year coaching experience. They'll go and bring in.
And we brought in a trainer.
A player trainer and a ball collector to come in. You see, it is crazy. I'm just looking at the kind of criteria, specific indicators that the entire Chelsea management took into consideration before selecting Rosenoir.
No, but I think Kelvin made mention that when he took over Strasbourg, they were a relegation battle inside, and then this season they are playing in Europe, right? He's qualified. He almost qualified them to Europe last time, and then this season he took them to Europe. They are playing in Europe. So, I mean, you're going to look at that from where he took over that team to where they are now. I'd say he's done quite well.
It can't go. It ain't been to us. The job has been. The mission there has been accomplished. The mission there has been accomplished.
Basically, what I'm saying is Chelsea is not a side that you can just take to Europe and say you've done something. You actually have to.
Can't walk Cups, if they sack the coach, FIFA Club World Cups, they sack the coach. So you know, if you can't tell me, say somebody they qualify a team go play this one, so you go buy them. No, maybe Chelsea, the owners want to dip down and be like, okay, so you say a book and I team no call. But you see, as my brother Kelvin said. I'm not sure this will be a man who will own up for his own actions and responsibilities. The way he likes throwing players under the bus, and that should be a bit of worrying. If you are going to be if you are a player in Chelsea, you should pray for consistency, because the moment you dip in, this man is not patient enough to come and be like, I'm going to cover you. He's going to throw you under the bus, and that is what is going to happen.
So guys, I'm looking at his stats here, and at the derby he had a 58% win percentage. He won 1.9 points per game. At Hull, he had a 35% win percentage, 1.4 points per game. And at Strasbourg, he had a 51% win percentage, 1.7 points per game. So yeah, that's the Chelsea new boss there. That's the CV.
The CV doesn't. You know, Omega say protocol. You don't deserve to be coaching like that, you know. But that's what they did with Maresca. Maresca failed, you know, at Parma. He went to Leicester, he did well. Just like maybe he did not do well with Hull and Derby. He went to Strasbourg.
He did well.
Well. So it's just about finding someone who is hungry, finding someone.
And it's a long-term project,
exactly.
It's a long-term project.
You know, he coached the youngest 11 in the whole of Europe and in the Liga with Omega and, you know, the Diego Moreira and all that, you know.
That Strasbourg team was a very young side.
So I think the Chelsea setup being a very
quite young
team.
The youngest in the EPL
exactly.
this season, right?
And his captain at Strasbourg being in the team, Andre Santos, you know, he will help him at least, you know, because you know my style of play. You know what I want in my midfield, what I want in my attackers. So you can also help. So I think as a player, if you're Andre Santos, you feel like, you know, you might be getting, you know, a lot of chances to play. So I think it's a great appointment for the project. They have to be patient with him. I think the players will like him more, gravitate towards him, and let's see what he does, because he talks really nice. He's very articulate. He knows what he wants, and I think let's see how he's able to, you know, gravitate and also bring this Chelsea guys together and help them perform. Today they have a match in the FA Cup. So I think it will be a very nice, easy test for us to, you know, first time watching
against Charlton. I think.
Watching how the players that he'll play and how tactically, you know, he set up the team with the ball, without the ball, in possession, mid block, you know, and all that. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, so that's what Kelvin had to say. Let's see how it goes. But guys, finally on Liam, give me your realistic expectations of him for this Chelsea side. Where do you think, what do you expect that he will do with this Chelsea side come the end of the season?
I think hopefully, you know, they wouldn't do well.
Currently they are 8 on the table. Do you think do you expect him at the end of the season to do better?
I think top 6 for him.
Okay. Michael, what about you?
Okay, so let me quote something from Liam Rosenoir himself. And he was like, Jose Mourinho said it took him years to become an overnight success. It's the same for anyone. You are not a name until you become a name. I look at some coaches who are considered world-class now. They were given an opportunity. They took the opportunity. I am in a fantastically privileged situation that I am going to do my very, very best to take advantage of. Judge what you see, don't judge what you hear. Liam Rosenoir, 2026.
Guys. So that is a quote from the Chelsea boss.
I leave this for the Chelsea fans to judge. Based on this, they should judge where they will be at the end of the season.
Okay.
They shouldn't.
I'm not sure that was the point of the quote still.
I know that was not like in relation to what have you, but honestly, from this they shouldn't expect much this season. He said that he mentioned a legend like Jose Mourinho as his point of reference, that it took him years to become successful, and it was not just an overnight thing. So the expectations from Chelsea fans, they should hold on a bit.
Guys, we have a caller.
Sure.
So hello.
Hello.
Yeah. What's your name and where are you calling from?
So this is Andy calling from Sakumono.
Okay, Andy, talk to me. What have you got to say?
So first off, I think the new Chelsea coach is about to find out that he has taken a difficult job, and I think that the Fulham game would have been the perfect introduction to EPL. But being smart, he found his way and said, "Let me just sit back and then monitor how things go." That would have been the perfect way for him to understand the kind of job he has taken. Chelsea fans should manage their expectations. In fact, I am giving him 6 months, he will be gone. Because Chelsea, at this point, after going to win Club World Cup, they are not looking for a coach who is coming to now build a team up. They are looking for results. So if he seems to know how to talk his way around things. He has this flair of communication. I'm not arrogant, but I'm good at what I do.
Yeah.
I'm good at. But look, the nigga has not been able to win 3 games in a row. He's not been able to win 3 games.
Where has he not been able to win 3 games in a row? At Chelsea?
No, but he has not been started at Chelsea.
Yeah, he's not started. That's the point. Yeah.
And I'm saying that go and look at his stats. He has not been able to win 3 games. 3 successive games in a row.
Really, at Strasbourg?
Yes, you can check his stats. The guy has not won 3 successive games in a row. That's not happened before.
Seriously?
Yes, and there's somebody who's coming to coach Chelsea.
Wow.
So I mean,
Andy, according to my guys in the no, he hasn't. Okay, so it looks like you might be right with that particular stat.
Yes,
wow.
So, I mean, I do not understand how Chelsea went for this, but disaster, expect disaster. and for Otuado, this is the time to prove to us that he's truly a player scout. This is the time for him.
As far as the Black Stars injuries are concerned, that's what you're talking about. Oh, Andy, I think we've lost Andy. Andy, try calling back, yeah, because I was enjoying what you're saying. Guys. So has he won 3 games in a row? He has. Okay, because that would have been shocking, right? That would have been very, very shocking. That is not money to win 3 consecutive games at Strasbourg before coming to Chelsea. Guys, let's move on now from the Liam Rosano conversation and look at the preview. Let's preview the weekend games happening this week. There are some big games happening. Obviously, we have to start with the biggest of them, the El Clasico. It's a Real Madrid versus Barcelona final in the Supercopa de España happening in Saudi Arabia. Personally, I have to admit, and you guys know, I'm a Real Madrid fan myself, right? And so I might be a little, but I'm not really doing a lot of analysis. I'm just gonna let the guys do it. They are neutral. One is a United fan, one is a Liverpool fan, so they would give me probably an objective analysis. So guys, let me hear from you. This game, Madrid-Barca, who is your favorite in this game happening on Sunday?
If you want me to be honest with you, Real Madrid versus Barcelona, I think, if you want me to be honest with you, Real Madrid versus Barcelona, this is a game whereby Alonso needs to save his job by beating Barcelona.
Okay, hold on, please, Michael. Sure. Andy, is that Andy?
Yeah, this is Andy.
Okay, I lost you there. So you were saying something about Otuado, and I was asking if that was in regards to the Ghana Black Stars injuries.
Yes.
Okay.
You know how Otuado is always, there is this notion that he's a player scout, he's a good player scout. This is the time for him to prove that he's indeed. I mean, we all know he's not the best of coaches. This is his time to prove that he's good at something, which is the player scouting. Because if you look at the Black Star team now, after losing Kudus to injuries, it means that Kudus will come back, and the likelihood that he will come back in the best of form is very low. It means that you are going to have a Black Star team that is going to face the likes of England, Croatia, and even Panama. When you don't have creative players in your team, the one who creates the most, the the one who carries the ball the most in your team, is coming back from an injury in low form. You have nobody else to create. It's the time for him to go shopping. Proper shopping. He should scout the world and get creative. You have
So, Andy, I take it you're not against him scouting diasporans.
No. It doesn't. You see, at this point, he even needs diasporans because one, if you look at the World Cup competition, it is not just about players who are good. It's about players who have the experience of playing against people from different countries and different style of play. So, when I say you go and scout, it's not a
Wait. You say what? When you say you should go and scout, it's not what Edin Ketia.
It's not the likes of Nketiah and the rest. No, those people are they are watched out. Go out there and look for proper players. If we don't do that, I promise you, even the Panama game, Panama will feel like they are playing against a prime time Brazil or prime time team.
Wait, Andy. What do you mean if you say he's going to scout? You are not talking about Edin Ketia. Is Edin Ketia not a good player to add to the Black Stars?
Let's be honest. The guy, what does he add to the Black Star team? Let's look at the Black Star team. What good is Edin Ketia going to add that he already has?
Well, he's a typical striker, right? He's a striker profile that we lack in the Black Stars.
Striker profile. What is his record? What are his records?
Did you say that we lack?
We don't have a proper number 9, do we?
Did you say
are
that
we
we lack?
People to come play for us, so we want results. We want goals. Put the likes of our best striker ever, Asamoah. You put Asamoah and you put Edin Ketia down. Edin Ketia is not a striker.
What about Hudson Odoi?
Still not good enough. I'm talking about a team. We are lacking a lot of things. So if you are going to pick a striker, you need to pick a target man who can assure a goal or two in every game. Because your team is lacking so much. We don't have people who are able to dribble with the ball. We don't have people who are able to create spaces. We don't have. Look, let me give you an example. Look at this Ghanaian player who plays for Bilbao.
Nico
Iñaki. Iñaki, look at the way he used in Bilbao. Until now, he has played the Black Star team for several games, and he still has not been able to figure out how to give him correct passes to score for it. What he's doing at Bilbao, he can easily do for the Black Stars. But we do have the quality of players to give him the right few balls to be able to deliver for us the way he's doing in Atletico Bilbao. That is the kind of player profiles you have. Our player profiles are low, they are weak. So if you don't get a proper target man, and you think that the likes of Edin Ketia is what's going to save you, then Charlie, you are joking.
I see.
Yeah, seriously, then. So Eduardo should really bring his player scouting powers to show.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
so Andy saying Edin Ketia is not really the target man that we should be scouting for.
Of England under 21. The record breaker for England under 21 is not the man we should go for. That England under 21 will cut Ghana and score us. Lampard could not break the record. All the top players, Harry Kane could not break the record. A striker, a lethal striker.
Quick question. If he's that good, why is England choosing to ignore him?
I mean, he has played for, and that's England. Let's be honest. How many Black Stars players currently right now, based on their performances at the club, will get a call up apart from Samuel? No Black Stars player. England. For England, who will you mention right now? Apart from Samuel. So if you are going to use that as a standard or a yardstick, why we should not call him, then I don't think it's right.
Yeah,
Andy, do you agree that the World Cup is like the pinnacle of football?
Yeah, I do.
And everybody brings their best. So if you have such stats for the under 21 team and they've chosen to ignore you for the national team, it's either you're falling so bad or you are just not up for it.
So just to ask you a quick question. Just to ask you a quick question. So would you say Axel Tuanzembe and Wan-Bissaka are not great players because they were not called up for England, but right now they are doing so well for DR Congo? Are you saying they weren't good enough or they weren't great players because England? No, they are in the playoffs.
They have a playoff game to play.
Yeah.
So let them qualify and we'll have that cup.
Let's see once that they cup. They are a lot of play. Let's be honest, to start for England.
It can be, look. Let me give you an example. Tariq Lamptey. Tariq Lamptey used to be awesome. Is he still the player he was?
He's not.
Ansu Fati is very good. Is he still the player he used to be?
He's not.
At the end of the day, we are not looking at who you were 10 seasons ago.
Right.
We are looking at current. That is why players.
Who you are now.
Most of the time,
who do we have now?
National team big players based on the performance of your current season. As it stands now, the statistics in KTR when was in the 21 team doesn't matter. As of today, is he good enough? No, that is just it. That is just when it comes to the World Cup, we are not looking at who you were 10 seasons ago. It is who you are now.
Okay.
That is just it.
Okay, Andy, your point is well made. Now, Andy, tell me, which club do you support?
A proper Barcelona fan, of course.
Oh, okay. So you are playing Real Madrid in the final on Sunday, right?
We are winning against Real Madrid on Sunday.
So I was gonna ask you your thoughts on that game, but I guess you already given it.
We are not playing against Real Madrid. We are winning against Real Madrid on Sunday.
Okay. Okay, Andy. Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right.
I have a question though. Which defenders would Madrid use for that game?
Which defenders would what?
Madrid use for that game.
Oh, I think Asensio will play that game, and Dean Houston is back training, so Dean Houston might possibly start. Rudiger is the doubt here because he came off injured in the semi-final. So yeah, as far as
I'm wondering, would that be enough to stop the crazy strikers, the crazy attackers, the crazy forwards Barcelona has? Food for thought.
Well, it's up to Xabi Alonso now, isn't it? So I guess it will depend on how Xabi Alonso sets up the team, and I guess we'll see on Sunday, right?
Yeah, definitely see on Sunday.
Okay, I wish you personally all the best, but Barcelona, I wish them all the bad luck in the world.
See you on Sunday.
Okay, I'll see you on Sunday, Andy. Thank you for calling.
Thank you too.
All right, so guys. Let's come back and do the El Clasico game. Andy, we started with Andy. He's a Barca fan. He thinks Madrid do not have defenders to play that game. But again, like I told him, Dean Houston is training. He's back training. He might start that game. And Raul Asensio is also looking to start that game as the options that Xabi Alonso have for the central defense. But guys, yeah, Abu, you were talking. So that game, who's your favorite?
Yeah, I'm to call a favorite. Honestly, I'll be biased here. I don't like Barcelona. Okay, and I don't like Real Madrid because of what they also do to Liverpool anytime they meet us. But I would love to see my legend retain his job at Real Madrid. And this game is going to be personal for Xabi Alonso. One advice
he's already beaten them once, this season.
I know.
Okay.
But one advice I'll give to Xabi Alonso is that if he's going to spend 15 minutes teaching the guys about how technical they should be, he should use 45 minutes to talk to Asensio. And use the rest of the 5 minutes to gel the team up together to go and play, because Asensio needs some serious conversation. He needs, I think probably they should connect him to the likes of Cannavaro so that they will teach him what to do and how to go in for tackles and all that, because I have this strong feeling that guy might bring Madrid down. He may be the reason why Xabi Alonso could lose his job at Madrid. But going forward, so I wish Madrid the best. I wish Madrid the best. I can't wish Barcelona. Nah, hell no. Okay. I wish Madrid the best. But this game, since it's going to be a personal game for Xabi Alonso, I like to see my boy Trent also have some silverware in his cabinet. He's not going to be available, but at least history will be proud to say that Trent was part of some squad some time ago when they beat Barcelona in that particular Super Cup final.
Okay, Kelvin, El Clasico Super Cup final.
I think
what are your thoughts?
When the El Clasico is being played, the world stands still. You know, it's arguably, not arguably, it's by far the biggest, football game in the world. And I like the way everyone is fit. Most of the key players are fit for this game. And
I mean, Kylian Mbappe was injured, but he's flew to Saudi Arabia
just to
because Alonso was asked whether Kylian Mbappe could play, and he says, yeah, he could play. So, but it's still uncertain whether or not he will start. But chances are that he will play.
Like they said, the head of a dead lion is still fearful than a barking dog. You know, he might not be there 100%. But once he is there, with just one chance.
A half-fit Mbappe is better than
exactly.
A Gonzalo is what you're saying.
Probably. Like I won't say 100%.
Because that's basically the
but in this game, I haven't personally watched Gonzalo play in a very high-stake games before. And sometimes we have players that, when it comes to the big moments, see the World Cup final, Mbappe, hat-trick, when it comes to those big games, he shows up.
Yeah.
So I think he will be a great player, a great addition. Personally, I think it's a great game for the neutrals like me. Tactically, it's going to be a very key battle because currently Real Madrid have been setting up differently. The last match that they played, they lined up in 4-1-4-1. And they beat Barcelona. But recently they are setting up in a 4-2-3-1, sometimes a 4-4-2.
4-4-2, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to the setup that Alonso will bring up. I know constantly Hansi Flick has
a high line
and all
high
that.
Press.
A high
that
press.
That is constant. That's how they are going to be playing.
So I want to see how it goes. But personally, if I should put my neck out there, it's going to be a very high scoring game. And I'm tipping for this one. I'm tipping Real Madrid to take this one because this is the 3 times that they are meeting. In the last year, it was as a Barcelona that won, and I think Real Madrid are more hungrier, especially this. Unfortunately for Barcelona, at least Lamine Yamal is not making a lot of gestures, to ginger up there. But I think psychologically, Real Madrid are now up there. That okay, we have beaten Atletico Madrid. We want to get this trophy. Last season you took the trophy from us. You beat us several times. This season we have beat you. We want to also repeat what you did to us last season. So I think I'm tipping Real Madrid to take this one too.
Just because they lost to Barca a lot of times.
Exactly, a lot of time, and they want to.
Okay, Michael.
Honestly, let me add up. Okay, Xabi should make some bold decisions. Okay, I like what Kelvin said about the head of a dead lion is better than a barking dog.
Basically, he was saying a half-fit Mbappe is better than a fully fit Gonzalo.
But you see, somewhere last week, I was here. The game against the overseas, I said Gonzalo could score a brace in that game.
Yeah, you did.
And he gave us a hat-trick.
Yeah.
This should be a stepping stone for Gonzalo. He proved it during the Club World Cup. And standing against Robertis. Just give the boy the playing time. Let him deliver. You see, he's that kind of number 9 we've been missing in the world for quite some time now. The way he runs behind defenders to pick those loose balls, he's good in the air too as well. So probably if Gonzalo can get maybe 15 minutes game time and leave the rest for the legendary Kylian Mbappe, then we are good to go. But if it's like we are going to rush Mbappe into the game, a half-fitting Mbappe into the game, it's going to cause some serious damages. Because already then it means that technically Real Madrid will be starting against Barcelona by a man down. So he should just go all out, probably consult the experience of Mbappe around maybe second half, 65th minute. He can come in and also cause more damages to them, because I think playing Mbappe for like 35 minutes coming back from injury will be a fair representation of the game. So yeah. Gonzalo.
So you would start Gonzalo ahead of Mbappe?
Serious.
Against Barca?
I'll start Gonzalo because if he is there, he is going to get more of the flying balls from Rodrigo, and that is just it.
Okay.
Mbappe has developed a strategy by coming deeper to come and take balls, continue the setup play, take the shots from outside the box. If he's inside the box, he gets the ball, he will still score. But this is Gonzalo, that typical classical number 9. The likes of Raul. This is what Madrid has been missing for quite some time now. So I'm sure he should just start.
But as a Madrid fan, I should tell you that Mbappe did not travel with the team. And the fact that he's traveled now, had to charter a private jet all the way to Saudi Arabia, just in time for the final. It's not good news for Gonzalo. That probably means that he will probably start as a Madrid fan. That's what I can tell you. So
I like your position on this matter. You've been calm because I've never seen you be this calm when it comes to Real Madrid.
I know, right? I'm the man in the control, so I have to be very measured.
I want to trigger you, but I won't.
Please don't. Okay, so that is all. But let me put you on the spot. What's your scores for that game?
Go on first.
I'll go for 3-2 Real Madrid win.
3-2 Real Madrid. Okay, Michael, you?
Charlie, both teams go score, but 2-1 Real Madrid.
2-1 Real Madrid.
Yeah, 2-1
okay.
Madrid.
Personally, I have to tell you, as a Madrid fan, I know, like Barca put 5 past Athletic Bilbao in that semi-final. I mean, I saw a stat that said under Hansi Flick they've scored 280 something goals. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's hella scary. And so look, personally, and I know Barca, they are turning our side every time they beat us. They want to kill us every single time, and we also want to kill them. We don't kill them as much as I want to, but look, they hate us, and we hate them probably even more. And look, I think their attack is just on a different level. I think they are just scoring for fun at the moment, and they are team in form. I think they've won all their last 9 games consecutively. That's very, very scary.
Are you scared?
I am. I have to say I am because even though we beat Atletico de Madrid, the performance wasn't great for me. We for most of the game in that semi-final against Atletico de Madrid, they were the better side. The football we played was not really, really great. I mean, the first goal was a free kick, a stunner from Valverde, right? Free kick, set piece goals. You don't really, it's not from open play. The open play goal was the Rodrigo one, and that was probably the only time we successfully managed to beat the Atletico Madrid pressure from the pressing and beat the press and pass the ball up front. Every other time we could not play from the back. We had to lob the ball. That's a problem.
Barcelona has one of their highest PPD
right
in the whole Europe in terms of pressing.
So their pressing is so good,
it's going to be.
And that's my worry. That's my fear because I don't see us being able to, beat the press as much as we would have to.
Are you concerned about playing beautiful football, winning dirty?
Honestly, I'll just take a win. But
exactly.
How we win is what I'm saying.
So hold your peace. Leave the rest.
Okay.
Leave the rest for us.
Okay, guys. Let's move on to other games now. And when I look at the games happening this weekend, the big ones that stand outside the El Clasico is probably the Algeria versus Nigeria quarterfinal game. So let's do that one next. Algeria, Nigeria in the AFCON quarterfinal. Let me get your thoughts. Michael, do you want to start?
God of Algeria. For the sake of peace in West Africa. God of Algeria. For the sake of peace in West Africa. Please, we are begging you. It's like a Snow White story. Nigeria, then boom. Abacha, they will close. But honestly, this is going to be a free flow kind of football we are going to witness today. Currently, if you want me to state who has been my best midfielder in this particular tournament, it's always going to be Alexander Chuka. It will be. And I'm sure that Algeria is not going to sit down and be like, okay, let them come at us. They also send a game to Nigeria. But hey, big ups to this Nigerian player, Ako. That guy is super talented. He's tall, he has the strength, he has the pace and everything. And I believe that Nigeria is not going to have an easy game. If you should go toe-to-toe, man-to-man players against Algeria, Nigeria will edge a little bit over the Algerian side. But going to this game semi-final, I see a 2-2 draw, in this particular game because Nwabali is not that kind of goalkeeper who has proven to me that he is the best man for the job in that Nigerian post. And who is there? Can you mention a player who can also replace Nwabali? Hell no for me. But that is what the best option Nigeria has right now. But looking into the game, I'm sure if Osimhen starts, Ademola on the wings, just as and Victor Simons or So Moses Simons also, on the other hand, too, it's going to be a free flow kind of football Nigeria is going to play. Nigeria would like to dominate this game and dictate the pace. But if Algeria should start it, Nigeria is going to find the answers wanting. I feel like Nigerians' defensive line has not been exposed that much. And I think going to this tournament, this is going to be the first real test for Nigeria. Of course, you can see that they've beaten Tunisia, but personally, Tunisia was not a team that was looking so convincingly for me.
Okay.
Beating Mozambique to get to this far, but beat Algeria for us if you have what it takes
but
to
you
beat
said
Algeria.
2-2.
But it's going to be a full-time 2-2 draw in that particular game.
Okay. Kelvin, before I bring you to give your thoughts on this game, I just like to say that both teams have won all their AFCON games so far. 4 games played, 4 games won. Algeria have kept 3 clean sheets though in 4 of their matches. They kept a clean sheet against DR Congo. They kept a clean sheet against Benin, and they kept a clean sheet against Sudan in one of their group games. Nigeria have also won all their 4 games so far, but they've conceded in 3 of them. They only kept 1 clean sheet, and that was against Mozambique in the round 16 game. And historically, head-to-head, Algeria seem to have a good time every time they face Nigeria. They beat them last time they met 2-1 in a friendly. The time before that was also a friendly, 1-0. They beat them. The other time was an AFCON. The other time they met was an AFCON semi-final. Algeria beat Nigeria 2-1. So yeah, basically the other time too was a World Cup qualification. Algeria won 3-0. Yeah, so yeah, Algeria seemed to know how to beat Nigeria.
That's what, literally.
But and for you, Kelvin, you have said these 2 teams are your favorites to win the tournament, and one of them have
unfortunately, but I wanted them to pass other ways. Maybe if it was a final, but I think psychologically Algeria has an edge. Like just you said, the last 4 games that they have met, Algeria has won all. But overall, head-to-head, Nigeria has won 9, Algeria has won 7, and there have been, I think, 3 or 4 draws. Coming into this game, Algeria, in as much as they play quality, beautiful football, once an opposition has the ball, they only press you once they are in your half. Once you are not once you come to their half, they are all behind the box. That's why they have this clean sheet. And Lucas Zidane has shown that, although my father was a famous player, in as much as I'm not the tallest goalkeeper in the world, I'm good when it comes to playing from the back. I'm good when it comes to positioning. So I think they are very well gelled side. And in as much as the chaos and the talks and all that from Nigeria has also shown that they are very sparkling side to watch. 12 goals, the most in the competition so far. Although they have conceded most of their matches, but once you score, they make sure that we also score you. So I think it's going to be a test of best defense and best attack. Who actually wins. But in as much as best defense and best attack, I feel Nigeria might have an edge over them, because Nigeria might have it or want it more because of their lack of qualification for the World Cup, and also the whole lot of conversations around the team and all that. I think Nigeria might edge this one because of how they want it more. You have beaten us 4 times in a row. We wouldn't want to lose to you again. That edge, and especially we are informed too. We are informed. So I think it's going to be a very tough match. It's the toughest for me to call. But I feel Nigeria might take this one.
Okay. Yeah. So Michael could not also predict a winner. He said 2-2. But Kelvin thinks Nigeria would win it.
Yeah.
Okay. Our next game is Egypt. That's another AFCON quarterfinal that is happening today. Egypt versus Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast.
That's the second game, right?
Yes, that's the second game. Let's deal with that game too.
Egypt versus La Côte d'Ivoire. 2 of the greatest football nations we can ever find on planet Earth. It pains to see that today either Amad Diallo will go home or the Egyptian king might go home today. Looking at both sides, okay, both of them have their strength, okay. I feel like Egypt has the ability to control and accommodate a lot of pressure. Looking at from how far they've gotten to this far, beating South Africa, that has been the most biggest highlight for me in this particular tournament so far, because South Africa has always been a thorn in their flesh. Okay, forget about head-to-head between La Côte d'Ivoire and Egypt, but this is a game. It's going to be one of the closest calls, but who wants it more? Is it La Côte d'Ivoire or Egypt? And looking at Amad Diallo, the Superboy wonder, the Manchester United Amad Diallo. I know Kelvin is just singing praises for that guy in his head. He's going to be the player spotlight. He's going to be the main guy for that particular Ivory Coast setup. It's just that Sangare, to me, this tournament has been consistent. I like that how far he has brought this team, and you know there's some kind of connection. There's a vibe. Even though I'm disappointed with their main striker, but trust me, he's doing something that most people don't see. He's there, apart from him being a striker, just there to score. But if that guy is on defenders, he gives defenders nightmare.
Okay.
He gives the opportunity for players like
who do you think is winning this game?
And Amad Diallo to take over. And so looking at all this breakdown and analysis, Mohamed Salah, I'm sorry, you might go home today.
Do you want Mohamed Salah to come home so you come back to Liverpool, or you objectively think they are losing today?
If Salah comes back to Liverpool, if they lose and he comes back to Liverpool, I know by next week Slot is getting fired. But if Salah still maintains it, the more Slot gets more time at Liverpool. But honestly, see, on paper, what that Ivorian national team is doing, see, they've learned from their mistake. They struggled against Mozambique, and that has been the end of it. They threw in the game for Gabon, and they were like, no, we have to give them the reason why we are the defending champions. And you are going against a defending champion in the quarterfinal. It's not going to be an easy game.
Okay.
La Côte d'Ivoire wins this one.
Okay.
2-0.
Kelvin, let me get your thoughts.
I think it's going to be a very nice battle. You know, to me, when it comes to entertainment, fluid football, I think La Côte d'Ivoire has been the most enjoyable team to watch for me at AFCON.
Okay.
You know, the likes of Amad Diallo on the right, the likes of Yan Diamonde on the left is giving me a Messi Neymar vibe, you know, partnership and all that. Coming into this game, the last two encounters between these two teams, Ivory Coast won 4-2 2013, and recently they played a draw 0-0. Egypt going on to win on penalties. And this competition, Ivory Coast has won 3 matches, drew two matches. You know, they have conceded only 2 goals. So defensively, they're a very great team, a very compact team. You know, the first match, they started in a 4-3-3 formation. After the second match, they have, you know, changed their formation into a 3-5-2 with Mamouche and Salah, you know, heading the attack. So I think that's the same setup that they will come into this game, trying to defend, be compact, and hit them on the counter. Whilst Ivory Coast has scored 10 goals, second behind one of the top 3, Nigeria. They're a fluid team, you know, trying to play some of the best football. And there's this chap called Christ Ulai. My God, he plays like me. Those who knew me back in the days, you know. He plays like me. He plays like a winger who is a midfielder, fast as a winger, beautiful dribbling and all that. You know, he's not your average midfielder who is very slow, probably nice to play around, but he plays like a winger who can also play in the midfield. He's giving me young Modric vibe, and I feel, you know, he has been a revelation in the tournament. So I think the attack and defense, but when it comes to competitions like that, sometimes the best performing teams, when it comes to this type of football, normally the tactical ones or the most pragmatic ones normally win. And, you know, with the history backing Egypt as the highest winners for the AFCON, I would tip Egypt to qualify.
You would tip Egypt to qualify. Michael, you thought Ivory Coast would qualify?
Yeah. I said Ivory Coast will qualify.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's do a final game, then let's wrap up.
Okay.
That's Manchester United versus Brighton. That game is. I know. Kelvin, you part. But first, Kelvin, who is your manager? Is Ole gonna come, or Are you guys maintaining Fletcher?
Right now, according to them, they don't want a permanent manager right now. They want a caretaker.
Okay.
Someone to see us through from this season to the next season.
Okay.
Hopefully with the mind that we can qualify for Europe.
Okay.
So right now they have given Darren Fletcher another chance to see. They interviewed Carrick on Thursday. They are interviewing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer right now as we are speaking. They want to interview him today in a face-to-face interview and see who is best fit for the job to take us. Yes, back forward, Ole has been a caretaker for us. He did so well, we decided to turn him into a permanent manager. But a lot of things that people are forgetting is Ole was more of like a manager than a coach, because at that time he had two players, two key people who were doing actually the coaching on the field, and that was Carrick and also the Ipswich manager. So they were actually doing the coaching. And if you want someone who can actually come in tactically, help the team improve, and also has that United way or United, flair, then I think they should go for Carrick, because he has learned from the best. Mourinho, Louis Van Gaal, Middlesbrough. He made them a quality team and all that. Whilst Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has only had a great stint at Manchester United, went to Besiktas, was sacked within 3 months. So I think they should go for Carrick, if you ask me. But for now, they are looking for a caretaker. Then maybe after the season, a lot of managers will be available. Okay. Depending on how best these managers do at the World Cup. Personally, if I should have a choice, I would go for Carlo Ancelotti.
Of course. But no, Kelvin, I'm still not done with you. So now you've done with the manager bit. Let's talk about your game against Brighton.
I think it's going to be a very tough match for Manchester United.
That game is happening tomorrow, 4:30 p.m.
Yeah, Brighton, if we are being honest, always finds a way to beat Manchester United. They always find a way to beat us. But sometimes in football, all you need is a change of managers or ideology, to see how we can do. And them coming, Darren Fletcher being an old boy at Manchester United, playing at Old Trafford, the likes of Mbeumo coming. Okay, he might not play, but the likes of some players, key players, and all that.
Bruno Fernandes is back.
Bruno Fernandes is back.
Okay.
Bruno Fernandes is back. Kobe Mainoo is back. There's a lot of positive energy. And the last time that we faced them in our home, we lashed them 4-2. So I am expecting similar results to that. So I think it's going to be a tough match, but I expect Manchester United to take this one at Old Trafford.
Michael, both teams are not doing so great. Brighton have won one game in their last 5 and they've lost 1. The rest has just draw. They've drew 3, won 1.
Say that again.
Brighton have won 1 of their last 5, lost 1 of their last 5, and drew 3. Same for Manchester United. Won 1, lost 1, drew 3.
Okay. This game is, as Kelvin said, they were able to lash Brighton 4-2 at Old Trafford. But you should understand that your team is in crisis. And that kind of crisis that you are in, this is a Brighton setup who drew 1-1 at Etihad against Manchester City. So coming into this game, they will be hopeful that at least they will come and do justice to you two at Old Trafford, because your team is down. But honestly, with your old boy in charge, Darren Fletcher, he's not bad, okay, and he's someone that he can boost the morale of the youngsters in the team. Looking at the 10 minutes opportunity he gave to Lacey against Burnley, he came in, took some 2 shots, personally, that was the highlight for me of that game. That guy was super good, and this is an FA Cup match, and I'm hoping to see Lacey gets more playing time, like maybe some 30 minutes into opportunity to play in the game. But looking at both sides, to Brighton, and they've gone through their down moments, just like Bournemouth last week, where they had lost 5, drew 5, and were finding it difficult to win their game. And they will also use this opportunity to be a starting point to get back to the winning days. So personally, I see Brighton snatching a narrow edge win over Manchester United. It's going to be a close call, but Brighton will edge over. On the job, I think it will be unfair if they do not appoint Michael Carrick. Carrick has been there with the team through thick and thin. He thought he was going to even get the nod when Ole was sacked, but unfortunately that didn't happen, which he went to Middlesbrough. So this is another opportunity for them to give the team to Michael Carrick. In as much as I dislike Manchester United, but I am professionally, okay, in all manners of everything, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shouldn't get closer to that particular interview room. Okay, forget about he was second, he was third. At what point? Second and third. Do you get a trophy for being second or third in the Premier League?
Is Carrick coming to winning the trophy?
No, at least listen. As for an interim position, they need that old boy who understands the players in and out. You see, Kevin made a brilliant submission. Ole was just managing the team, whilst Carrick and the Ipswich manager was doing the coaching itself, telling the guys to do this and do that. So if you have one who made someone else successful, why then go back that I'm going to take the other guy? You see, so at the end of the day, it has to be a Brighton win.
All right. Okay, so Michael thinks Brighton.
Let me add another last one. If you believe in numerology, they say 2026 is a year of comeback. A lot of exes are coming back together. So
I see.
Maybe in the football world, if Ole gets the job, then probably I might be calling some of my exes to get them back again.
Okay, guys, so that is how we wrap up today's show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Guys, final words before we wrap up.
Thank you, ZFM, the best in the world. Big ups to my people in Pok City, as usual. My people in Oti region, KJB to be precise, Akan constituency. More big ups, and a special one to my mother who is listening to us live as we are speaking. So, Mama, Charlie, what's it?
Nice. Kelvin.
Big ups to all my loved ones and my haters. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. Thank you, ZFM, for giving us this platform to also share our minds and also our information. My regards to Telvin, my twin brother, and also my regards to my mother who is also watching, because I told her to watch it. So,
right.
Ma, what's what I say?
Nice. Yeah. So. I don't know if I mentioned, but if you didn't know, Kelvin is a twin.
A demonic twin.
Kelvin is a twin. Okay, guys. So that is how we wrap up the Weekend Sports Rally Show on Z11.9 FM. It's been a pleasure coming your way this week and every other week. And it's been so good. I look forward to coming your way again next week with the lads. And look, every time we come, we will bring you something special. You know that. So once again, my name is Emmanuel Kwame Donko, and I did this with Kelvin Ata Amenyampon and Michael Ebubonshra. Adios, amigos. I will see you next week.